Okay, guys. All right. So, alam nyo naman, of course, the flood control projects, right? Everyone knows about it. It's in the media, man. It's like all over the place. Anyway, this is kind of related, and I wanted to know how you guys think about it. Okay. This comes from Pedestrian. Okay, it's a publication, newspaper, and the headline goes like this: Filipinos are exposing government-linked nepo babies for corruption on TikTok. Okay, so ginagamit nila yung TikTok ngayon para i-identify or expose, yung mga anak ng mga contractors na ito nga, yung mali-mali or missing because of the flood control projects. Okay, so some of the posts they put on the article, um, TikTok randomly sent me to Philippines corruption side, and now I hate Claudine Co, Jella Alonte, and Nepo babies I'd never even heard of before. Okay, may post. Okay, another post. Me, a random girl on the other side of the world, seeing all the Filipino people clocking corrupt politicians' families. Another one. Filipinos going against rich Nepo babies for showing lavish lifestyles from stolen money. Oh, so you want to flaunt all that wealth from our stolen money. So ito na yung mga social media backing, backing the findings. Pero ito nga, tina-target nila yung mga anak. Yung mga anak ng mga masasama. Sabihin natin masasama. A social media uprising is shaking the Philippines, and it's infiltrating the global FYP. Videos shaming the Nepo babies of government contractors and politicians aren't just trending in the Filipino zeitgeist, they're spreading on the internet and around the world, drawing fresh attention to the country's deep corruption woes at a time when netizens are taking a closer look at their governments. The digital revolt was instigated by the handling of the July 2025 floods when monsoon rains and tropical storms left Metro Manila and its neighbors knee deep in water. More than 6 million people were affected, with over 30 dead and thousands displaced, exposing just how broken flood protection had become and spotlighting how so much government spending seemed to make no difference for ordinary people. So why? Why are Filipino Nepo babies being exposed on TikTok? Okay. What follows was an explosion of online investigations. Okay, as news broke that over 100 billion pesos of the 545 billion pesos earmarked for flood control landed with only 15 contractors, many with undisclosed ties to politicians. Filipinos began examining not just the officials, but their children's Instagram and TikTok accounts. Accounts like at Fair Policy on TikTok voiced what many were thinking. Thousands of netizens are canceling and going against Nepo babies of government contractors because apparently these government contractors have been making big effing bucks off effing scamming the Philippine citizens. So, yeah, people from the Philippines are now like, oh, so you want to flaunt all that wealth from our stolen money? Bet we're gonna let everybody know. And now they're making collages of these nepo babies. Top nepo babies, okay, felt the heat quickly. Okay, unang-una dyan si Claudine Co, okay, a vlogger whose father's company was named in the flood control investigation, went offline after her luxury-themed content drew the ire of netizens. Jamie Cruz, whose family firm bagged billions in projects, made her Instagram private after a video of her Chanel bag set off a firestorm. Others, like the Enciso sisters, Mia Fortich, and Jella Marasigan, switched off comments or restricted posts following sustained digital scrutiny. Jasmine Dadai Chan, critiqued for flaunting her trip to Europe, insisted in a statement, "This is my husband's gift as newlyweds because we just got married. There is no money in the barangay to be used." Kasi kinuha niyo na lahat eh. Clothes of mine, look for it on Shopee. You can find it there. That's what I own, being Kikai. And then apologized to her community for any offense caused. Some criticism arose to what the internet was targeting politician kids rather than the politicians themselves. Okay, and to that, TikTokers say both parties deserve to be held accountable. Why not both? Why can't I do both? Why can't I clown on both? Because we are so capable of doing that. Okay, TikToker Nikki said in her video, and my thing is just like, oh, they're kids. They don't know any better. They look like they're pushing 30, with that fine education that their parents brought for them. You would expect more to come out. The frustration is palpable, okay, not just about the vast sum wasted, but about generational privilege, insulated from consequences, even in disaster. TikToker at Civilian reminded viewers that his backlash is not new. Rather, social media is just waking up to the atrocities spreading through the Philippines. Corrupt officials have been facing backlash for decades since exemption from punishment runs rampant in the Philippine justice system. Literally, look into corruption and human rights scandals from every Philippine president, from Duterte to Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, the Aquinos, the Marcos, and hold on to that thought. If elected officials are roaming freely and with immense power, so are the people that are lining their pockets, including the families of these four Nepo babies and more. She goes on to reference the 3-decade effort to recover an estimated $10 billion allegedly siphoned off by the Marcos family. This case was ultimately dismissed. Bringing it back to present day, at Civilian thinks that every peso stolen is food taken from the hungry, medicine withheld from the sick, classrooms denied to children, and protection stripped from vulnerable communities. If the parents are shielded by impunity, then the public has every right to go after their children as symbols of their rot. Anong tingin nyo guys? Tama ba yan? Do you agree they can go for the children? May mga isang politiko sabi nila, leave the kids alone. They have nothing to do with it. Anong tingin nyo guys? Punto kontra punto tayo. Hello KNDI, you're live.
Hindi po ako Nepo baby. Ito ang tawag po ko. Maganda nga po po.
Sorry about that, Sir Paring OJ.
Umabol ako po sa Senate. Nakaalis na pala kayo.
Sana.
Anyway,
Anong tingin mo dito, Sir Paring OJ? Yung mga anak ng mga ano?
Salamat in one way, in some way. Salamat sa TikTok kasi TikTok nag-serve siya para siyang para siyang El Filibusterismo at saka No Limit ang hiring. Okay? Kasi it is the way of nabasa ng mga mamamayan.
It's true, man.
Kasi yung iba hindi diba? Iyan ang ko dyan analogy ko dyan. So anyway, dapat lang kasi yun nga ang mga nagtatamasa ng mga kaligayahan at kasarapan ngayon. Yung mga pamilya at mga anak. Ngayon na, di ba, na-identify na nila. Yung mga ibang contractor ayaw pang sumipot sa Senate. They about to be in contempt already. Kaya maganda yan. Kasi pero at the the same time, tignan nyo naman yung Senate, marami naman nakukooperapan. Yung number one na nanalo sa senator, nagsalita na siya na si Bongo, I don't have nothing to do with this. Sabi niya gano'n. Wala, sinasabi ko na sa Bongo mamayan. Naglugas na siya ng kamay. And yung iba, talagang totoo naman yun eh. Yung mga, lalo na sa Congress, marami doon. Kaya maganda yan para matigil na. Masaktan na sila. Kung masasaktan, but I think that's one of the ways na matigil yan. At ang pinaka-bottom line yan para sa akin na kailangan i-amend natin yung ating constitution. Because in the Philippines, there's no such thing as conflict of interest. Kaya contractor tayo or politician ka eh. Tapos may-ari ka ng kasama ka doon sa contractor. Ikaw rin ang nagbabalidate doon sa contractor. So that's conflict of interest in the United States. Yun ang akin
Thank you, Sir Paring OJ. May TikTok tayong ganito. I mean, it's really a tool, it can be a tool para ma-expose itong mga masasamang mga tao. I mean, because we never had that technology before, but now we do. And as Paring OJ so brilliantly compared the today's social media like TikTok, Instagram, and all that to the filibusterismo in Olimitangere, because those were literary works, literary social works that were put out so that people will know what's happening to the Filipinos at kung anong ginagawa ng mga Espanyol sa atin. So maybe this is it. This TikTok, this social media. Maybe this is finally what can bring justice to the Philippines, and it'll be brought about by the Filipinos themselves. Diba? That would be amazing. Anyway, guys, yan ang ating punto kontra punto. Thank you so much for tuning in. That is it for me today. Okay, alam ko gusto nyong habaan pa, but that's all I got. Please stay tuned for Through the Bible with the Most Reverend J. Vernon McGee right after this program. And you got Ading Brian taking you home on this just absolutely gorgeous Aloha Wednesday afternoon. Any questions about the show, advertising, real estate, or law? 808-392-8230. Here is your thought for the rest of the day. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. That is from Aristotle, mga kaibigan, and that is your thought for the rest of the day. Ito po si Allan Alvarez nagpapaalam, nagpapasalamat at nagsasabi na mabuhay ang Pilipino sa Hawaii.